Yeah.
Well, this is going to be real exciting because it's getting darker and darker.
Back into the pits for John Bow, second tyre change.
So Bow goes into the pits. Brock goes by. He will now move to second. Jones will come up. There's the race leader is in. Glenn Seaton, so that puts Peter Brock in front.
John Bow comes into the pits as well. Trying to keep up with all these tyre changes. They always said the race was going to be like this, Al.
Well, just keeping them all mounted, Mark, the number of wheels. These wheels are all imported. They're $1,800 a piece. Beautifully made. In the case of the Speedline wheels on the Johnson team cars, made in Italy.
Glenn Steer, our pit cameraman, doing a fabulous job. They're catching all of the pit stops as he heads back out again. And golly gee, look who's in front.
Do we know this fellow? What's his name again?
Whoops.
Well, Mark
no,
Poole.
the only other...
Mark Poole, the man who won the Privateers Dash earlier this afternoon. Just out in the grass there, and you can see how slippery it is. He just can't even drive off the grass. So little grip with these tyres. Peter Brock.
His 05. He's looked through plenty of rainy windscreens in his career.
Well, the man who's running fourth on the road at the moment, Trevor Ashby, the Lansvale Smash Repairs Dulux Auto Colour, number 3 BP. Just look at the gale force winds here now. Ashby, who had an off in the Privateers Dash this morning, came back to run third in the PCR Dash, and he's there in fourth at the moment. So it's jumbled up everything, the pit stops.
Well, the rain certainly, motor racing is the great equaliser, and these guys are doing a tremendous job. The car prepared by Ronnie Gillard up on the North New South Wales coast. The engines by Wayne Smith, and they run on an absolute fraction of the budget some of these leading teams run on. And Trevor,
and they run everywhere, Mark, to their credit. I've got a lot of admiration for these fellows. They've done a lot. I don't know how many championship races, but really a lot of them, and they go just about as far as they can, stretching their budgets.
He's about to move back to 5th place in a big hurry. John Bow lights ablaze with his wet weather tyres on another concerted charge. Sneaks down the inside of Trevor. Oh, Trevor's really struggling for grip here. I'm sure the only reason he's been managed to climb up to 4th is he stayed out there when the others been in and out of the pits, and he'll really suffer now if this rain keeps coming down.
And try and make it back to the pits and get in onto full wets. Because that's what you'll need for the rest of this race.
And it is absolutely bucketing down now. The rain's almost coming in horizontal. This is the strong wind blowing it into the island. This is treacherous stuff.
Driver's perspective, Dick Johnson carries our Dunlop race cam as he moves up on the outside of Tony Longhurst.
Tony gives him a wave through.
Says after you, mate.
Neil Crompton, I'm sorry. So Neil Crompton has moved up on Tony Longhurst.
Just look at that. This is the kind of weather that drives the Clark, of course, mad. The race director, Tim Schinken, will be really concerned, wondering whether he should get the red flag out.
Well, we surmise that Trev may be on slicks, and there's proof of it. He's come off going into turn 10, I think it was, after Lukey Heights here. That's where he's sitting, and he is having no success.
He wants to
getting this thing going in the right direction.
Well, he's reversing. He can keep reversing. He'll drop into the ocean if he keeps going that way. Here's Alan Jones. He's come in for a set of full wets.
Well, these pit crews certainly getting mid-season tire changing practice. Here's a nasty one.
Yes.
We've had 3 of them off.
Wayne Gardner. It looks like one of the Holden cars. Can't tell whether it was Brock or Mazzara. And
I hope that's not the brand new
HO15.
And Chris Smurd. Goodness me, it is Thomas.
Yep. Thomas has gone off.
What he wanted to avoid at all costs this weekend, he told me yesterday, is to put a mark on this car, and he's put plenty. And Mark Poole has 4 cars. I wonder if someone's dropped some oil here, or it's just the intensity of rain.
Yeah, they've all aquaplaned right off the circuit. There's Mitre 10 as well.
Mark Larkham in trouble, and there's more cars on the grass and in the fence at the moment than there are on the track. The rain has just opened up. It's an absolute monsoon at the moment.
Even with rain tires, at the speed that these cars are capable of.
And we've just heard from race control, there it is, the race has been red flag. It's the only thing they could do under these circumstances, really.
Once you start aquaplaning, even with rain tires on, you do have an accident waiting to be.
Well, the race has been stopped, 14 laps down. We shall see. Neil Crompton, one of the few survivors.
That's the decision of the race director, Jim Schenken. He's had plenty of these occasions to know that caution is a wise move.
And medical officers very quickly on the scene here at Phillip Island, and Thomas Mazzera on the stretcher about to be put into the ambulance. Thomas climbed up on the bank, and but he's impacted heavily against, we believe, the tyre wall there. Not sure whether or not he came in contact with another car. So as a precautionary measure, they're taking him to the hospital. There you have the what remains of a brand spanking new Holden Racing Team Mobile Commodore that commenced racing this weekend, and Thomas Mazzera on his way to the ambulance, and they'll take him in for observation. Let's check out with the race declared on lap number 13. The finishing order. Peter Brock declared the winner of the first leg here today. Alan Jones places second in the Peter Jackson Falcon. His team partner Glenn Seaton third. Then it's Trevor Ashby in the Lansvale Smash Repairs Commodore. Tony Longhurst fifth in car number 25. Sixth place going to car number 18 John Bow, the Shell Falcon. Seventh to car number 7 Neil Cromman, the Coke Commodore. Eighth place to Tony Scott on the Pinnacle Motorsport Commodore. Ninth to Paul Romano, the Holden Commodore. And rounding out the 10, Wayne Gardner, car number 4,